Well, it is one of our favorite Live at 5 traditions.
And it wouldn't happen without Donna Weihofen, who is with us
Hi, Donna.
every Thanksgiving. She cooks up a feast. Happy Thanksgiving.
For 20 years.
I know.
Is it really?
I'm really good at this, and I think this is my
now.
best turkey ever.
Look at this.
It doesn't look real. It's so perfect.
It is so beautiful. It got so brown.
And what's your trick?
My trick is to put it in the oven and tent it. Well, first I put oil on it and a little salt and pepper and paprika, and then tent it lightly and put it in the oven around 300 degrees. And this is a 22-pound bird, so it took about 5 hours, 5 to 5.5 hours. I am paranoid about getting it done, though, so I use 2 thermometers, one in the thigh, and this is the thigh over here, under the bone, under this guy, and then another. I usually put one in the breast. And the pop-up is there too, but don't count on the pop-up. You have to make sure you have a thermometer.
What's the temperature you want?
165.
Okay.
All right.
And you don't stuff your turkey. You
don't stuff it. It's too dangerous.
You
Because
have an onion in there.
I stuffed an onion in here, and that kind of kept the
idea.
moisture in there. So my stuffing is here. You know, you run out of oven space. So put your stuffing in a crock pot, and it can be on all day long, and you can actually put it together. This is my Thanksgiving meal, except for the turkey I'm going to leave for you. So my stuffing is done. It's going to put the crock pot on in the morning. My mashed potatoes are done.
I make them every year.
You can taste them.
Make ahead, right?
Make ahead mashed potatoes, yes.
You can actually freeze these and just thaw them the day you want to serve
No,
them.
Perfect.
no, make them 3 or 4 days ahead. Don't freeze them. Sometimes they separate a little bit.
Okay.
I prefer to make them like either Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You can make them, and they'll still be good. So, and then this is a new recipe this year. This is a corn pudding rather than just plain corn. It's a mixture of corn and milk and eggs and a little touch of cinnamon. And again, I make it ahead, bake it ahead, and all you have to do is warm it, and it's done.
It's good.
Oh, that's delicious.
It's really nummy. It's a good way to do corn. A really fun recipe is this one. It has apples on the bottom with cinnamon and sugar, mashed butternut squash, and a little bit of cornflakes and nuts on top. It's good. You can put your fork in there and try it. It's just kind of room temperature.
We'll just blame it on Ray later.
Would you like to try a little bit?
Sure.
It's really, really nummy.
Sure.
And
This is almost like a crustless.
oh, it's almost like a pie, but it's a vegetable.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's so good. Now,
very good.
before I run out of time, I have to show you this. You know, your
I'm gonna have some
gravy.
potatoes
This
later.
is the juice from my turkey today. So this is the juice, and that is the fat. So if you wouldn't separate it, you would have all of this fat. Terrible amount of fat. And so this is a gravy separator from Orange Tree, and you go like this, and the juice comes out the bottom, and you go just until the fat.
And then you stop.
And you stop, and there's my fat. Throw out my
That's
fat.
terrific.
I have totally fat-free juice to make my gravy.
And what's the secret of gravy? Mine's always so lumpy.
Oh no! Take flour and water in a shaker. You have to have a shaker or a jar. Put this in the pan, bring it to a boil, and put the flour and water in. Stir it. Don't stop stirring. Perfect gravy all the time. Just flour and water. Just a mixture of flour and water, and you have perfect gravy. So I think you can take the stress out of Thanksgiving.
Get it all done ahead of time?
Do it tomorrow.
Well, I've never known you could make stuffing in the crock pot. I think that is a terrific idea.
I know, because otherwise you run out of space in the oven. This turkey takes up so much space, you don't have to.
Right.
And you
and
think you
did
should just like pass up, we were talking about this earlier, forget the diet just for Thanksgiving.
Well-
just on Thanksgiving, just
But you
enjoy
know what?
Thanksgiving,
It isn't
right?
that bad. This has fat-free ingredients in it. I didn't use half the butter that they tell you to. You can use just a little bit. Follow my recipe.
Okay.
And by the way, for turkey tips, it's on the website. So if you want to know how to do the turkey, look at Donna's Turkey Tips.
Channel3000.com. Happy Thanksgiving.
We love you, Donna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, thank you.
And we're going to carve this up, right?
You're afraid you can't eat it?
Don't worry.
You can eat it.